So I think even though on one hand, we're certainly making use of this medium, I think we do our audience a disservice if we don't continue to remind them that it's going to be in having in real life commitments to one another in a face-to-face way. All of this talk about self-improvement, self-transcendence, none of that is going to happen if the tyranny of the individual isn't broken, and the most obvious breaking of that is by making and keeping commitments.
That makes
Remember, embody. We want what's best for you. There is no agency. Right now I'm grabbing clips while I'm speaking and you're looking at blackness. It's fascinating. So here's another one from that. Hey.
I think it has to do with hierarchy. People don't understand also that hierarchy is always negotiation, not in a bad way, not in the sense of like a fight or some kind of conflict, but it's a negotiation in the sense that whatever thing wants to find body has to deal with the body it's going to find, right? It's like a maple tree growing in a...
Like, if you want to build an army of 12 monkeys, you have to deal with the monkeys that show up. They're not necessarily perfect monkeys.
Let's say on a rock, has to negotiate its body out of what is possible for it. So the structure of a tree will be related to the soil in which it is. And that is just a natural relationship between the pattern and its instantiation. And that is true for any type of hierarchy, any type of authority. There's a negotiation between the pattern and the structure and the potential that will instantiate it. There's no way around it. It's never just top down. Top down is not, at least not, I don't think there's any way to argue that top down. I think it has to do with hierarchy. People don't understand also that hierarchy is always negotiation.
As a pastor, I deal with that. You're always dealing with sheep that behave badly. So I have a heart for sheep that behave badly.
In which we engage.
This one, on the other hand, see, one of the benefits we have with Pastor Paul's infiltrationary connection with Pageau is Pageau comes to him and rats on what Peterson's doing behind the scenes. And one of those is their Exodus seminar with 8 people, because Papa Peterson couldn't do it himself, I guess.
With each other in a ritual worship sacrifice sense. That's actually what's probably the prime drive of where we're going in terms of Exodus. But that's all related to what we're talking about. It's very much, Exodus is actually, I'm really happy that we're doing Exodus, because Exodus is really about the discussion that we're having now and understanding the relationship between the embodied practice, which instantiates these patterns that are above. And that's what Exodus is about the whole time. And some of it does include, having to remove the patterns or remove the things that don't fit. And it looks weird in the text because it does look weird. In the text, it's like, well, yeah, it's killing a bunch of people. I understand that's difficult. But it's like you can either just be annoyed and angry and just scream and shout, in which we engage with each other.
Killing a but. Okay, but that's not actually the part I wanted to talk about of the video. He does this, and then the next day, Paul drops this thing on management, and it's interesting. It's like a troll to me, because Exodus is the story of the creation of the first global middle management, and these two things combined to
that part of, all of these skills are, they're basically necessary for having a satisfying church life, a satisfying romantic relationship, a satisfying relationship.
Wait. This part we'll do from here.
For a number of hours with people, you can,
From
like
here.
200 people, if you spend 3 days together, 2 days together.
Oh yeah, this clearly was recorded before my Thunder Bay trailer came out, because they didn't talk about it at all.
It's not the same. Like, you have time to, we'll eat, we'll sit, we'll talk. There'll be a lot of breathing room. And so I think that will be in some ways very refreshing compared to, the one-stop evening, presentation and then a few questions at the end. That's really what I'm looking forward to, really, is to have just time and to end with you and with John, and to be, let's say, to be able to talk with you and John and have other people sitting around that are chiming in, that are giving their ideas. That.
Hey, you guys, paintball. Okay. You're not gonna do paintball for Jesus, but you are gonna play airsoft. So fellowship airsoft tournaments between churches instead of paintball for Jesus, since you guys don't like it. Just want to throw my idea out there.
That's definitely what I'm looking most forward to, and I think that it will. I think it will cement, and I think people will create relationships there as well. Because a lot of the, let's say, the symbolic core people or the estuary people, they meet online, but yeah, going there, meeting in the flesh, spending a few days together, that will definitely cement. And I definitely see people visiting each other and then calling each other afterwards and staying in touch. That's definitely what I hope.
Yeah, that's what I hope for too. The thing that I've appreciated most over these last 4 years has been, I'm trying to get Rick to go. Now Rick's going to listen to this. He's got to get a passport first, but even the idea of going to Minneapolis,
Oh hey, what's that mug in the back you got there?
carpooling, doing a road trip together. As a minister, I've often found that car time with people in our culture is really valuable, because the cell phone doesn't work that well. You're in a car, you're in that confined space for a number of hours with people. You can gain a level of fellowship, of personal knowledge. You can find people.
Well, we watch each other on YouTube, so we're confined to our phones. And oh hey, remember, Embody, good to see you, Pet Cow and Magic. The most optimal hierarchy is the most negotiated hierarchy. I have a heart for sheep that behave badly also.
People that you actually click with and can maybe build longer friendships. Friendships, again, I just saw a video, someone was saying that Generation Z is the loneliest generation.
That was the part that I wanted to play, this part here.
Which is, astounding, given the fact that we're all running around with these little devices in our pocket that it supposedly connects us to the world.
Yeah.
The quality of that connection is
weak. No, for sure. Yeah, kids don't see each other a lot. They're on Instagram or on Snapchat or whatever, sending each other photos and writing text, but there's hard, it's not. I've noticed it, like even my kids. My kids see a lot of their friends, maybe more than a lot of people, but they still, I feel like, when we were kids during the summer, you would spend all day with their people. Like you would leave in the morning and then you spend all day with people and then you come back home. And that's not the case. Like it might be happening somewhere, but it's definitely not happening around here. So it's just, so you're right. These friendships are going to become more and more precious as time kind of moves forward. And we'll have to be deliberate about it. We can't just think it's going to happen.
Well, and I also think a lot of the self-improve. So there's a lot.
Yes, good to see you, Paul. I am. But I'm virtually not alone, thanks to the shadow cabal of production executives and this bubble right here. This bubble that we're in together makes us all virtually not alone right now.
A lot of this sort of self-improvement stuff on the internet right now, and in some ways we're sort of adjacent to that, given Clean Up Your Room, and Jordan's sort of in a self-help thing with his couple of his books. But I think, and a lot of that focuses on, well, eating better and cleaning your room and having a better job. I suspect that part of what's going on with Gen Z is that they haven't developed the interpersonal skills to really build lifelong
no, come here. Come. Where are you? Come here. Bear with me. Okay, ready?
I suspect that part of what's going on with Gen Z is that they haven't developed the interpersonal skills to really build lifelong relationships with one another, because the only way you can actually build those skills is to be with people.
Yeah, just spend a huge amount of time with people. Exactly.
Yeah. And
hey, okay, now back over. This is why you shouldn't ever do that, because then you have to. But that part, and then take that and add in this. Add in this part. Maybe.
Acutely, there's the risk that we're developing things that we know aren't safe for release, but they get out because containing tiny microorganisms is a really hard thing to do. And so just accidents are a very real thing. And then obviously bioweapons, and not just state actors that you can kind of deal with via deterrence, but non-state actors where it's very hard to deal with them via deterrence because they might not care, and or might because they're a suicide cult or whatever, and or because they're not identifiable. When we see increasing kind of suicide shooters where, they can kill a lot more people with an assault rifle than they could with a handgun or with a knife, as we move from assault rifle to weaponized drones or biotechnology or whatever, obviously how much harm a psychologically unwell person can cause as the decentralized weaponizable technology increases changes a lot.
Okay, so the connection I'm making there is as we lose the human bonding and the social skills of the fabric that holds us all together, we're going to have more unstable actors. At the same time, the damage that unstable actors can do increases. Oh my God, what are we going to do? The answer, my friends, is the Fellowship Airsoft Tournament Series, brought to you as a product out of Thunder Bay, where they tasted the survivors that were double vaxxed and also did cardiac things. The survivors of such an event felt the joy of fellowship, of shooting at each other, the way that men have done for centuries, fatally. And now, enough to pull you off of your device, into sweat, into your body with other men's and women, because why not? The fellowship airsoft tournaments are the wave of the future for Christianity and folks like you. Yes, I've given up on paintball for Jesus, Paul. Nobody will do it. However, FAST is a neat acronym too, because it cleans out your system. So the Fellowship Airsoft tournaments are okay. No, I haven't. That's as far as I got in the film. But the point is the severity of this Generation Z thing. This frankly, it's like it's not gonna show up until the DSM-7 or whatever, but it's screen-induced dissociative identity disorder. Like, we over-identify with our ego brain left self because our body is sitting sedentary for so much, and the self we recognize as the attention we're steering is in this device, and that disconnects us from the way we feel on the inside. And like, the best way to reconnect is to be in another room with a human being and maybe even touch them and create some oxytocin, because that human contact with other humans, not so much when you touch yourself, but human contact increases this thing called oxytocin. And since nobody is touching each other, like, psychologically we're suffering from like mass oxytocin deficiency. And while I'm here being medical advice, you know that thing they call attention deficit disorder? Wait, disorder? Anyway, attention deficit disorder is because the kids weren't given enough attention when they were children, and they develop an attention here's some more of oh, what's his face?